And there we are. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to the Banff Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Lafferty. Today we're doing our second episode, but our first actual game episode of Super Shorts, which is going to be our Supers revised actual play on Fridays with Alice Peng GMing. How you doing, Alice?
Doing great. Hi, everyone.
And Brendan Powers is here, too, as a player. How you doing, Brendan?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right, and rounding out our group today is Walt Robillard. How you doing, Walt?
I'm feeling kind of depressed that I did not name my character Super Shorts.
There's still time, Walt. There's still time.
There is still time.
I haven't rolled that first dice yet, so you just think it over. Maybe you need roller skates with a character name like that.
Yes, and I can just picture, like, very serious, very dark, brooding, like Batman-esque stuff, and like a pair of Bermuda shorts or something like that with the roller skates to go with it.
Just as long as it's not banana hammock, we're all good.
Nah, I don't know. Nah, can't.
Well, it's super short, so therefore.
Well, they're board shorts. They're just super.
Mm-hmm.
So we're playing in Philadelphia. I'm playing a character who goes by Mags. His full name is like Mag-Chloride Bot or something more complicated. He works for the street department of Philly, helping to keep them clear of snow. He was invented by a Russian immigrant scientist, and I don't want to ramble on too long. Brendan, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Ragnorak. I may be man's best friend, but I'm known to the criminal underworld as Ragnorak. And I am a dog who was caught in a tragic gene eye explosion. And while I protected I'm a police dog, and so I protected the officer from the explosion. And because of that, I received this massive dose of this drug that gives superpowers. And so now I am a crime-fighting dog.
Okay, and Walt.
Going to be playing the ex-archer, a former Olympic hopeful, and there might be now copious amounts of confetti involved. We haven't confirmed or denied that yet.
Okay.
Is there a confetti hero in our future?
I have no idea yet.
Okay. Make it up as we go. That's cool.
Yes, there isn't enough caffeine and hate yet, so let's see what other trouble we can get into first and see how the story evolves.
Hey, before we fully dive in, this podcast is sponsored by the Supers Discord. Alice, can you tell us about the Supers Discord?
Sure. Supers Red is the system we're playing, and we have an official Discord. So please come join us and talk. It's going to be at discord.me/SupersRed.
Now, Alice, why would a role-playing game have a color in its title?
Oh, dear Lord.
Red stands for Revised Edition.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's some fun. If pretty soon we're going to be putting on for sale for a little while the alternate cover for Supers to help support our friend Joe Singleton. Yes. Make some noise, Brandon, so we can see that sweet, sweet cover.
The beautiful cover.
It is an awesome cover that I am also a charity case. Walt identified me as charity and needing more books, so he sent it to me.
So if anybody can tell me what we call the classic edition of Supers over in Hazard Studio, and
Blue.
Don't be that guy. And what that stands for, we'll send you out a copy of the alternate cover. Just send all replies to superscbr@gmail.com.
So, Alice, in this world where it's Supers Blue versus Supers Red, does this mean they're like Pokemon and you have got to catch them all?
Sure. I guess we'll see. How many you catch. And obviously, there's also Banff Podcast Discord. Do you want to plug that, Mike, or should I?
You're doing it so well. Please feel free.
Okay.
Plug it full of holes.
Sure. Come join us on the Banff Discord, which is located at discord.me/Banff Podcast. Cool.
And does Banff stand for anything?
It's the sound that
Nightcrawler makes.
Nightcrawler makes when he teleports.
Yes.
It also stands for a bad bleep, mother bleep.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Well, the person who gave you this name recently told me that that's the reason they gave it to you was bad bleep, mother bleep.
Dan Hauser lies. Don't believe anything he says.
Okay,
He's a charming man with puppets. You shouldn't believe anything that comes out of his mouth.
got it. So let's get started. It's Wednesday night hockey game, and you guys were sent tickets for your previous heroism to go and enjoy the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Boston Bruins. And you happen to have a big Philadelphia Flyers fan in your group. So, question, would Mags want to drag everyone or make people show up only if they want to?
I think this is a compulsory activity for team building and camaraderie, which is something humans should enjoy doing.
And
also,
dogs, apparently. Okay.
And we can maybe get Ragnorak labeled as a service animal.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I had a very fun thing for that in just a moment, if everyone's coming.
Hit it.
Okay. So, you guys got seats, front row seats, just behind the penalty box. And as the game is getting started, you guys hear the announcer come on and in his deep announcer voice calls out, and we'd like to give a special thank you tonight to the Liberty. Sorry, let me double check your guy's name. I, for some reason, just lost it on my sheet. Where the frick did it go? Oh, there it is. Liberty Legion. So we'd like to give a special thank you and shout out to the Liberty Legion for joining us and for bringing their service animal. Oh, what? Sorry. I mean, fellow compatriot Ragnorak. You can hear the embarrassment in his voice as he corrects himself as somebody else is whispering in his ear. Not service animal. So, and you guys see the players hit the ice. And something other than our friend Mags here, does anybody else believe that they would be fans of the Philadelphia Flyers?
Hometown heroes, might as well.
Okay. Sure. For those of you who are, you guys noticed something, that you guys have been keeping up with. One of the players, one of the enforcers, George Gothran, was suspended for a while for injury. You guys heard his injuries were really bad, and he probably wouldn't make it back this season. But you see that he is hitting the ice with all the other players, that he is back. And he is a great enforcer by all means. So,
as for Ragnorak, watching sports seems very strange to me rather than actively chasing pucks and balls.
Cool.
So I'm going to be conducting reasonable searches of the area with my nose.
Okay. Reasonable searches with your nose.
Yeah.
Got it.
It is things that I can observe with my basic senses, and
Okay.
I am not delaying people. I'm just going to kind of my seat's empty and, moving around and smelling around for, drugs and such.
Okay.
And
Is
pie
there...
and hot dogs.
I'll definitely smell around for those too. I have the mental hindrance of punish the guilty, so I'm looking for somebody to punish right now.
Okay. That sounds awesome. Walt and Mike, do you guys have anything you want to be doing as the game is getting started, as we get into the first...
Now we're all in hero attire, so I'm trying to figure out how to sit in the seat with a full quiver.
Okay.
Well, I've been a superhero for a couple of years now, and when I notice that there's something innocuous like a guy being on the roster who's been suspended and he's back in game, well, that perks up my hero senses. So I'm gonna, sashay over and talk to the coach of the Flyers a little bit, give him a high five first, and say, "So what's up with the enforcer being back? I thought he was out for a while."
Oh, we're very grateful he's back. I mean, I don't think we would make it to the playoffs this year without him. And we really thought we had a chance with the Cup. So I'm really glad he's back. Can you believe he was only out 3 games? Something about a specialist he went to gave him some medication. He's still on some oxy, but he's supposed to be off of it by the end of next week.
A specialist gave him something mysterious. I see.
Oh no, it's a specialist saw to his leg injury, and apparently he rehabilitated very quickly. Still in some pain, but doctors cleared him.
All right, well, it's been like 10 years. It'd be nice if we could make the playoffs again. So, hey, I'm all for it. Thanks, Coach. And then I keep a very close eye on this guy.
Thank you for your service.
Alice.
You make Philadelphia much safer. Yes, Brandon.
With my ultrasonic hearing, subsonic smell, I roll a 13 to hear about people using Oxycontin while playing. I hear about Oxycontin.
Okay.
They only identified it as Oxy, and so I'm just wondering if I have heard this.
Yeah, 13.
Okay.
You hear Oxy.
All of a sudden, the Ragnorak stops. He turns around on the stairs, just sits down, and laser visions on this guy that apparently is the coach has said is doing illegal drugs.
Okay. Well, then. And actually, Brandon, if you could make me, as you're going around, make me another check, that'd be great. So you guys settle in, and you got with your subsonic senses. As you guys are settling in and watching the game, you guys can all make me a perception check, since you guys all seem to have heightened radar at the moment.
I have 11 on my ultrasonic hearing, subsonic smell.
Okay. Everyone else can make me perception on as well. Brandon's already counted his perception for me.
I have 13 for awareness.
Okay.
And apparently, somebody else has.
Hi, Balder.
He's trying to roll his awareness check as well. He's very upset that his Kong is now empty.
I only have 1 D in awareness. That's a bummer. Okay.
Do you need to go fill it up with some peanut butter, Walt?
No, he just had some, so his everything he has is super rationed so that he doesn't get chunky.
Yeah, that can happen. Okay, I'm rolling 1d6.
Okay.
We don't judge.
So Walt,
Yeah.
you recently just did your first appearance on the BAMP podcast when I was listening, and you had a Chihuahua. So I'm wondering what kind of radioactive creature bit your Chihuahua to turn them into Balder.
You must have been listening to an older episode.
Yeah, Brandon's catching up on all 12 years. At the moment.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
12 years.
All 12 years.
What's
every
wrong
episode.
with us? Good lord. I rolled a 6 for perception, by the way.
Okay. Well, Walt and Brandon. Brandon, you're smelling something in the air that you smell familiar. It smells familiar to you, but you didn't quite figure out what it is. I mean, you're a drug sniffer, so like there's a lot of different things that you could be smelling on that kind of stuff, but there's something in the air that doesn't sit quite right, but you can't quite figure out what it is. Walt.
Yes.
You noticed during at one point, George Guthrin is body checked really freaking hard against the barrier, and he just kind of throws it off. And then you notice that and then he counterattacks the guy, allowing one of his teammates to skate right by. And then you notice along the neck of the guy that he counters against, these like blackish veins pop up for just a split second and then just recede on his chin, just beneath the mask.
Do we have like team comms that we use to talk to each other?
If you guys would like, absolutely.
And does Ragnorak have either a set of headphones or like one of those like cool little ear mics that go next to his mouth? Because that would be awesome.
Yes,
he would,
exactly
yes.
that.
The ear mic.
Oh, that's fantastic. I am going to convey that information and would like to ask my teammates, do they want me to try and reveal more about what's going on?
Yes.
That's very specific.
That would be affirmative. Well, clearly we're superheroes in a superhero world. Clearly we've discovered onto some kind of wacky, nefarious plot here at the Flyers game. I think we should investigate George before he hulks out or something.
Yes, because hulking out would be dangerous in a very big crowd, as well as dangerous anywhere due to Disney's lawyers. I am going to dip into the mysticism that got me in trouble at the Olympics originally, and I have 4D using the wizardry granted to me by the Sigil of Smoke and Shadow, and I am going to try and use super senses to reveal more about what's going on.
Okay.
Yes, crappiest roll ever. We got a, let's see, we got a 4, a 3, a 1, and a 1. So I didn't even scratch the activation roll. So
nope.
I'm waving my hands. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You wave your hands in the air, and you're closing your eyes, you're focusing, and you see like little sparks of light behind your eyelids, but then everything just goes dark and fizzles out.
He's waving his hands when, an amazing play is made and everybody jumps up and jostles the ex-archer.
Yes. That sounds like what happened. Whee!
Yay.
And bumps your quiver and arrows fly out from your back.
Oh, worst archer ever. I am going to start picking up my arrows.
Okay. So, you guys watch, and yeah, it's a great game. It's a very back and forth, and after a while, and you guys are coming up on about maybe halfway through the game when suddenly and George Gothran, like many enforcers in hockey, is known to have a little bit of a temper. And it can get enforcers in trouble, but he slams a guy right up against the barrier, right by the penalty box where you guys are. And you guys see at this point that he definitely doesn't seem right anymore. Like, he seems bigger than he did when he got on the ice. And the guy that he just slammed into the wall, all of you can see that black vein crawl up the guy's head and face and then just recede away, and the guy's eyes just kind of go dead. His skin goes pale, and he just slumps to the ground. And you hear the whistle blow as they run over to check this guy. But Gothran, after that check, you guys see that his neck just kind of bulges out, and it kind of reminds you of like what I want to describe is kind of like Mudman, except instead of mud, it's just this flesh, tumorous, cancerous growth that's a big ball coming out of his neck. And Gothran definitely seems to be riled up at this point. I'm sorry, what was that, Mike?
I think this is okay.
Okay.
Happens at Waste Management all the time.
Yep.
Are we winning?
Yes, you're winning.
Then it seems like it's got to be above board.
Okay. Gothran seems to be now really riled up and gotten into his, rage and anger and just really, really into it. And he's in this mental zone. And he gets in the face of the ref, and he just basically pushes the ref's shoulders. And you see him push the guy back, which, that happens. But then the ref falls and slumps as well. And you see basically Gothran getting bigger, his shoulders now, his arms getting bigger. And it's bulging and pushing against his gloves. You can see it starting to his hands are looking weird underneath the gloves.
Didn't I say Hulk out? I thought I said Hulk out.
So, would you guys like to do anything?
I think we should stop the game before anyone else gets hurt or infected, or hurt and infected.
Okay.
What's the best way to accomplish that, guys? What do you think? Dog, archer, or robot? Snowplow?
How about all three? So, you're still over by the team box, right?
Yeah.
Might want to get the coach's attention.
Okay.
And if he says this is normal, this is going to get weird in a whole new way.
All right.
Hey. Oh no, the coach, he's panicking. You can see the coach is trying to run onto the ice. And when you call, hey, he looks back at you. Can you help me out here? That we got to stop the game, I guess. What's going on?
Okay, I think we should. This is a time for a battle cry. Do we have a battle cry?
I'll form the head.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, we've got Liberty Legion, so we got some alliteration going on, so we need something that Liberty
Launch.
Legion lacerate? No.
Launch.
Liberty Legion, time to ring their bell.
Liberty Legion launch. That's 3 words. That's simple. Okay, Liberty Legion
Launch.
Legion launch.
Okay.
And we storm the ice, and
Sure.
let's see. Do I have enhanced strength? Even if I don't, I'm going to try to corral George off to the side so he can't hurt anybody else.
Okay, well, why don't we go into initiatives at this point?
Okay.
You know, George definitely seems to see people coming and does not seem to like the fact that he's being stopped at this point. So, what are our initiatives from people?
11.
Brandon is 11. Okay, Rag is 11. Mike,
12.
what about Mags?
12.
12, okay.
12
Mags
for
is
me,
12.
too.
Okay. X is 12. Who has the better of the modifiers on that?
My reflex is, let's see, modifiers.
Should be
Ooh,
right
and
under
I
reaction
am
at the top.
13.
And reactions. So I'm trying to get used to this new character sheet. Got defenses. I've got creation pool, aptitudes, power.
Yeah, it should be under resistance. Resistance is at the top, or if I
Yeah.
don't know what key you're using.
Resistances. Okay, there we are. I don't actually have a list of my resistances. I just have a point total. I got 5 points in resistances, but I don't actually.
What
Where
sheet
are
are
they?
you using? Are you using Brandon's sheet? Because if you're using Brandon's sheet, go down to the bottom and click the character sheet tab. You're on the worksheet.
Oh, okay. Well, there
So
we
go to the character sheet tab. It looks exactly like the Supers Revised Edition character sheet. And it feeds everything out correctly for you.
My reaction is 3D.
Okay. So and what was yours, Walt?
It is 4D.
Okay, Walt goes first. Cool. You see George. He's just his clothes are starting to shred a little bit as it's bursting at the seams, and so there's cracks and such, and he's just getting angrier, and he's just going and shoving everybody, and he's screaming, and he's starting to scream, "That's a bad call! I demand and he's just yelling, and then now I need to roll his uncontrollable. Ooh, that's anybody remember the page number for the uncontrollable chart? I forgot to open it.
Yeah.
I'm getting there real quick.
Thank you.
Uncontrollable. It's on
82.
There we go.
82. Okay. I just wanted to I forgot to open my book first. I apologize. And this one's an important one for me today. So.
Please let it be 10.
I like 2.
Yeah. Not if we're close.
Okay. Oh boy. Walt.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna see which one he goes after. Which of the 3 of you?
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Okay, he does go after Walt.
Of course.
Walt, he charges at you, angry, and you can, as he gets close to you, you feel this like energy radiating off of him in waves.
That's Axe body spray, probably.
And yes, probably. And
that's the smell I've been getting.
And he shoves at you. And oh boy, this is gonna hurt a little bit.
So he just busts through the glass and all?
Well, oh wait, he hasn't gotten off the glass. You guys aren't Which of you is on the ice at this point? Which of the three of you?
I didn't think any of us had made it that far.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
he's
I was on the team box talking to the coach who was on the ice, and we were preparing.
Sure, that's true. That's true. I apologize. I thought that you guys had gotten on the ice. Yeah, in that case, you guys will see that he does this to somebody near him on the ice.
I mean, if you want us to be on the ice, I was thinking that was our first actions was going to be getting out there and such.
I was actually thinking that you guys were going to get on the ice before we got into initiatives. So let's go with that. You guys are on the ice, and I'm going to roll this against Walt. So this guy comes at you, and like I said, you guys are just getting on the ice when you guys are rolling initiatives. And I'm sorry, Walt, but 11 is a nasty one. 20.
I'm sorry, my connection's a little spotty.
28. He hits you with 28 on vampirism. Whoa, his connection definitely got spotty there. Ooh.
Yeah.
This guy sucked the life right out of Walt's connection.
Apparently. You there, Walt?
Can you hear me now? There we go.
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah.
So you just feel the life literally drain out of your body. And I got a 28.
Ooh, that's going to be tough. I am going
to... You got double dice, and I didn't...
All right, I'm going to use a competency die.
Sure.
And I don't know if this is going to work, but... yeah, I am going to. How close am I to anybody with that? Like, with the what do you call it? How close am I to anybody with like those foam fingers or anything like that? Or like those things that people hit against, to sound like clapping.
Well, you have a teammate that's a pretty a devout fan, so maybe your teammate has it. Mag, would you have a foam finger running onto the field?
I have 2 foam fingers.
Well, there you go. There's a foam finger for you.
I don't know why I'm finding this so disturbing. All right, I'm going to grab the foam finger.
Sure.
And use the power of the black ring, which allows me some of my mystic abilities, and energize the foam finger and try and get try and see if he can siphon the energy from the finger instead of me.
Okay.
All right.
Finger shield.
Ooh,
You're giving him the finger.
I am giving him the finger. All right, so that's 16, 20, 23. Still not enough.
23, okay.
That's an excellent defense, though, against what was coming your way.
Yeah, yep.
So...
You don't like what you're doing with their
finger. So hopefully, because he got a 28, hopefully it won't be so severe against me now that I'm going to lose a whole bunch of dice, but we'll see what happens.
Well, he did beat you by 1 success at that point, 1 rank. So take 1 dice, and he is taking the die off of fortitude.
Okay, so that's gonna put me down to 1D on my fortitude.
And you can see that as he's taking this from you, he is getting bigger. His helmet at this point, he's thrown that helmet off, and you can see basically on his skull that there's this big, tumorous growth coming out of it, and the hair is kind of just coming apart, and he's looking half bald in that area.
So kind of like me on Mondays. Got it.
Okay, kind of like you on Mondays. And so he's just getting bigger all around.
It happens to us as we age.
And now it is your turn, Walt.
I need to get this guy away from me. So I am going to I've already defended with the ring, so let's
Oh, Well, you're now right in his face because he got in your face. Make me a perception check real quick.
I love perception checks real quick. 3D in awareness. That is a 10.
Okay. Some people, the more scared they get, the angrier they get. You know what I mean? You know that personality trait?
I do. Yep.
Okay. This guy is definitely exhibiting that level of bravado. He's scared of what's going on now.
Gotcha. So maybe we want to help more than harm. I am going to try activating my wizardry.
Okay.
And to slow him down. Let's see. Well, there's only one thing you can do in a situation like this. I'm going to do some Blink X-Men style maneuvering.
Okay.
And if I can, I will form a portal under him that will send him to the penalty box.
Okay.
I'm going to activate wizardry. I need a 12. I got a 13. And then I'm going to roll for the transportation to see if he will go. Well, that's not great. 10, 11.
11. So he gets to roll a defense. What is he going to do? He is actually Yeah, he is. You see that you are throwing that, and
that doesn't sound good.
So your energy starts to form. You see the magic swirling underneath him, and then you just see that energy start to reverse cycle and start going up his legs.
Nice. Hopefully he'll end up in the penalty box, because that's where guys like this belong.
And you see that he seems Yep. You see it go up his legs, and then it absorb into his body, and then his eyes just kind of you see his eyes kind of flicker, this almost light in his eyes.
Oh, that's not good.
And I get 2 of those.
Dude's draining my battery. This is not good.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to basically not go through.
Poop.
But he seems to have felt some sort of energy from it. Like, when that Red Bull hits you, or that caffeine hits you and you go, woo, that's the face that he just made.
Oh, this is not good.
Hold on. So you're trying to say that the enforcer for the Philadelphia Flyers has just gotten wings?
Yes, he just got wings. But on competency die.
I take it.
Okay. Mags, it's your turn.
All right, I approach him slowly and quietly.
Okay.
I say, "Hey, big guy, sun's getting real low."
Competency die.
I didn't know you're giving out for bad jokes. I can do this all day.
Nice.
All right.
You made everyone laugh. You get a competency die for that.
Right. So if I remember our discussion, I've got ice and fire blasters, right?
Uh-huh.
I am going to freeze this guy into a block of ice so we can take him back and examine him at Dr. Erkstein's lab later.
Sure. Go ahead and do that.
We have close. All right. So that's just going to be the power roll.
He looks, by the way, really big and strong now, just so you know.
Okay. Well, I can burn him or freeze him, and burning him seems like the nicer thing to do. So.
You mean freezing him seems like the nicer thing to do?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and do it.
Sometimes he forgets which hand the giant finger's on.
Which trigger? Yep. Go for it.
Make sure both fingers are removed. I rolled a 22.
You rolled a 22. He is going to use his currently temporarily boosted fortitude to resist. 12, 17, 24,
Dear
25.
Lord.
Can I retroactively use a competency die on that, or do we have to just roll with the punches on this one?
I'll let you do that this time. Usually, we're supposed to do a competency die before that, but go ahead and roll your competency die now.
All right, so that'd just be one more d6, right?
Yep.
Okay, and that was a 1. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So you see the ice form around him, and he's definitely been getting bigger and bigger, between the guys, between his team guys that he knocked down and the energy he's taking and all, and he just whacks against this ice, and you see it shatter and fly every direction. So the ice form, it just wasn't quite strong enough to hold him. Maybe you need a little bit stronger. Just a little bit stronger.
All right.
Almost.
It's up to you, Ragnorak.
Ragnorak, you're up.
It's always awesome when somebody calls on you and then all of a sudden you're like, I got a hiccup.
FYI, he's built on the same points you guys are. His particular set of abilities, though, are set to, I realized, be a little bit challenging.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just reading something real quick.
Sure. I had to rebuild the character last night in the middle of the night when I overhauled everything.
And I am looking for assist stuffs.
13.
Page 13. Okay, I'm a little past it. There we go. All right, so I'm wondering, I have an area effect ability. If I were to use that for assist, would it only be to assist one person, or would I be able to use it to assist multiple people?
If you're doing an area effect, it depends on how many targets you've chosen, I believe. So at 1 die of area effect, you get 2 targets. Then 2 dice, you double that to 4.
Yeah,
3
so
dice, you double that
what
to
I'm
8.
wondering is the assist, is that assist, like, are the people I'm aiding the targets, or is the person I'm trying to assist against the target?
I would say the people you are trying to assist would be the targets if you're doing an active aid.
All right. Then I am going to go ahead and I guess hold my action right now so that I can assist my teammates.
Okay.
I take a leap off of the stairs where I was. I burst through the glass, unlike the other people who have probably used one of the little gates to get there. And so there's shattered glass. I land on the ice, skid around a little bit, get my feet under me, kind of a Bambi scene. And then I square off against him and am looking at him, and I'm going to wait until after his action, it sounds like, to finish up.
Sure. While you're here, you can also make me a perception check.
A perception check. Okay. Ultrasonic hearing, subsonic
You're
smell.
squared off against him in his face.
I've only gotten 8 on that.
Okay, never mind.
Watch out for that
The
axe body
pheromones
spray.
are strong right now here. He stinks of musk right now.
Fine, that's my line. The pheromones are strong with this one.
And actually, I'll give this part of it for that 8, because I know that dogs can really sense this stuff pretty easily. He's got cancerous growth going on, that you can smell cancer growing in him. Okay.
Oh, and since he's a hockey player, I know what his evil name is. Cancer Stick.
Oh, God. That did not just happen.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I had to press name him something different, but, I might have to get changed to Cancer Stick. So George is up again. And George is, let's see, he is going to, which one of you? Okay, that character. He is going to see which of his activate. That's what he activates. And let's see, on an 8 on 82. Oh, and okay. So you see that he starts charging at the dog who's just squared off and faced against him, and all of a sudden you see you just feel this energy radiate off of him, and it instead this energy shoots out at Mags, and Mags, nothing happens to you.
Because I'm a robot.
And he's done. You guys got basically a free round on him.
All right.
X, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna take my delay.
Okay,
Hey,
take your delay.
Hey, cancer stick. We ain't gonna take no guff. We're the Liberty Legion. I'm gonna full attack him. I'm going to use my one competency die here, and I'm going to use Bark Not Bite, which is my super aptitude presence. Okay. It is extra effect when intimidating, and it is trade-off force, not finesse. So I'm swinging with 7 dice to try and intimidate him and get his attention focused over on me, leaving my 2 teammates to use these dice that I'm trying to generate for them.
Sure.
Dear
Go
Lord.
for it.
Alright, so 12, 17, 25, 29, not 30. So I think that's 4 competency dice that I just generated for each of you.
Nice.
Dear
Because
Lord.
that's area effect.
Nice. So, X, you're up.
How many of these can I use at once?
I believe you can use all of them, but it's the shared pool between you and Mag, so you're splitting them.
All right. So Mags, you want to take 2 and I'll take 2?
Why don't you go for all of them? Let's just go for broke.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. All right. Let's see. And then, God, I got to pull out more dice. 2.
Yeah, I was feeling that. I'm like, wait, I've got an 8 dice ability right now going.
And yes, characters may spend more than 1 competency dice to improve a check at judge's discretion.
Yep.
Luckily, we know the judge. All right.
Well, I know that I threw you guys a kind of a tough fight.
Nope, not scared. Not scared. All right.
Good.
So, I'm going to roll an activation.
Okay.
For wizardry. Wow. Yeah, that's an activation.
Awesome.
So, and then, so I'm going to take all 4. So that's going to be 8 dice in wizardry.
Ooh, okay.
And I am going to try and steal back all the power that he's been stealing.
Okay.
You have to say it as you do it. I have the power!
I wish I had a He-Man character within reach, but
have you guys seen the power supply that is the Sword of Power?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Thought that was so awesome.
Are you going to get one?
Probably not, but
I'm tempted to get one just to say that I have one, but I don't think any of my friends would get the reference. So, bastards,
Aww.
Heathens.
Wait, we're not your friends, huh?
Well, no, I mean like somebody who would come over and actually see it,
okay.
because my power supply. I mean, unless you want me to take my camera and put it under the desk, but the only thing you're going to see are my Nikes and a cat.
Balder would probably like it. He'd probably wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
Probably.
We get to see Balder.
All right, let's see. That is a lot of dice. All right, so we have 35.
Okay, 35. Since you said you're trying to steal all the power out of him, I'm going to activate the competency dice he earned from absorption. So I'm going to roll a lot of dice myself.
A lot of ones.
Well, I already have 3 6s by accident. 3
That's
6s,
probability.
1 5. So 18, 23, then 27.
I think I found a picture of this guy.
29, 31, 31, 37, and 42. 42 is what I got, but he burned all his competency dice doing that. So you did seem to drain some energy out of him.
Gotcha.
But you didn't seem to actually drain him. He just seems to have shed some extra glow.
And speaking of shedding, dear God, that picture, Mike.
That is great. He is the official mascot of the Philadelphia Flyers.
That's wrong on so many levels.
Because this should fly.
I was thinking more, Clayman, except humorous Flushy. So, okay. I'm glad that Mike likes screen share options. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry about that. I having trouble getting it to recognize applications, so it's a thing.
Who's up next? Is it Mike?
And now it's Mike's turn. Mags. Mag-Chloride.
All right, can I combine fighting with my power for an attack? Because that would be 7D.
No.
No. Okay, so I'm rolling 5D to try and freeze his feet onto the ice.
Okay, freeze his feet.
Okay.
Now, there is something that is what I used that you can declare you're doing a full attack, which means you can only defend with your resistances, and it does get you 1 extra die if you are trying to...
All right, let's do a full attack. I'll roll a 66, and I'll only defend with my resistances. And we are rolling.
With the foam finger of justice.
That's a better character concept.
Then you can tell, then every session you can say, I'm giving them the finger.
And that joke would never get old. Only 19.
Only 19. Okay. Well, let's see here.
2 1s and a 3.
He would definitely use that. And 5, 11, 21. So you see the ice form around his feet, but his feet are just getting too big, and he seems to again, like, oh wait, I forgot about that. Haha, let me do that. You got his feet. His feet are growing and pushing against this ice, but you're holding on to him just barely right now.
Ooh, there we go.
So that's Mags. Back up to him.
Oh no, he already used his action.
Yeah, Mags just did his action. So I'm back up to George. So George is getting, he's trying to flail against this thing, and he starts smashing at the ice. And let's see which of his abilities activate, and that's that one. So then, let's see that. Ooh! Okay. I'm going to change that though. Okay. You guys suddenly feel. I need everyone to decide on a resistance at this point, because you see basically as he's smacking into the ice, this energy radiating off of him starts going black waves coming off of him, and it basically novas through the entire rink.
So it's kind of like when all the boys get together and eat tacos on Tuesday.
Don't want to be anywhere near there. And you do see that there are some, some of the team is not quite off the ice. They've been evacuating over the past 3 turns, but not everyone is off the ice yet. Some of them are doing the stupid, I'm watching the train wreck rubbernecking. So, and Mags, you are going to be immune to this.
Okay.
Because you are not living.
Go Team Robot.
Go Team Robot. He literally does have only versus living on this ability. I randomize which of the abilities that he activates each time. That's 11, 20, 21 on this one, guys?
24.
17.
17. Okay. So, Mags, sorry, not Mags. So this concussive wave of energy goes through, and Ragnorak seems to just jump over it
No,
As it-
I'm fortitude.
Oh, you're fortitude. Sure, you just man up and your cloak starts flying off the wave. And
I just stick my
chest out.
doggy chest out, and it's a gentle breeze through my beautiful fur.
Sure, but X Archer, it hits you right in the chest, and wow, it just kind of you can feel your life drain out of you, and all of you can see in the little bit of skin that Archer shows that there's that black vein going through his skin, and then it fades. And you need to take a fortitude point off of yourself for me, please. And
I
he is-
gotcha. And done.
Okay. And I'm running. I am running vampirism. Correct. I choose the stat that he's running with, right? Because he runs.
When you buy vampirism, you pick what stat it drains.
That's exactly what I did. I chose the exact stat he drains. Cool. I did it right, which is always fortitude on that. And then and he is done.
All right. Does he seem super strong at this point?
He seems super big. He's gotten bigger and bigger. Strong. Yeah, I'd say he's pretty strong. Fortitude is strength in this game. So yes, he looks really strong as well.
Well, super strength is strength.
Well, true. I guess that's true. He does not look actually strong in that fashion. No.
Okay.
He looks like you can't
He's-
budge. You can't budge him kind of strong. Let's put it that way. He's not the I can pick up a car strong. He's the you can't move the blob kind of strong.
Gotcha.
Oh, and as I was saying, it went out to some of the rubberneckers and the train, the people watching the train wreck, and one of the guys did fall over, and the other two are trying to scurry off the ice now,
Something
learning
tells
that they
me
need to
that
get away.
if he keeps doing this, he's going to explode all over us.
Like the meaning of life.
And at this point, by the way, Ragnorak, he's basically shed all his clothes. He's just burst out of all of it, and he's just this globulous, tumorous thing. You can barely see the features of his face anymore because it's all these huge bulbs of growth all over his face. So his eyes are he's starting to have trouble seeing through his eyes. He's starting to have trouble even talking.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if we can. Oh, is he still bound by the ice that Mag got on him? Actually,
he is.
Okay.
Well, he is.
I am going to try and move so that we've got him in a 3 points. Since his feet are bound and therefore he can't really track all of us by any means.
Mm-hmm.
And I, at that point, am going to go ahead and take a run at him and just try and body check him.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
That is 27. 4 6s and a 3.
Nice.
Good Lord.
Well, I have a lot of dice to roll. He is going to choose to try and basically fortitude it. He's going to stick his chest up and kind of let out this ha, ha, ha through tumorous growths and see if he can outdo the doggy. That's
I think she just keeps adding dice when she decides she hasn't rolled enough. She's like, no, that didn't win yet.
No, he has 8 dice right now.
Well, how can we keep hearing them like 2 at a time?
Well, because I got it stuck on the tower earlier, so I was rolling 1, 2, 3, and then I Okay, so 27. What did you roll?
27.
Yes.
We tied. You win. What happens to him?
So I am taking my flying leap out at him, and he sticks his chest out, and the two of us meet. The fact that his feet are currently bound up is just doesn't give him the footing, And so, while I'm not going to knock him down by any means, I give him a glancing blow and knock a little wind out of him. Some of his cancerous sores spurt their wonderful juices onto the ice, where it freezes and dances.
Okay, Brandon, when that does that, you can definitely smell maybe there is oxy in his system, but that oxy was laced with GI. He's sparking. This guy is sparking.
Anyone see that picture?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay,
So, Rag, that was you? Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
yeah,
pretty
there.
good picture. There we go. That's a pretty good picture of the guy.
We're just missing his skates and his little helmet that's probably still on his head.
Yep. Well, his helmet came off. We said that. He threw his helmet off like every you always see them do when they get really angry. So you're missing the skates and the shreds of clothes of hockey stuff. But that's a great picture for him. I was looking for one all night. I couldn't find one every time I was awake. Okay. Rag, that was you. X, you're up.
I come up and mightily pass out at his feet.
Okay. Pass out at his feet. Mags, you're up.
Oh wait, X just passed out at his feet.
Yep.
Why are you passing out at his feet?
Because I soaked a lot of fortitude off of him.
Okay. Screen share looks normal now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. Just making sure. I am going to attack again and try to strengthen the ice manacles.
Okay.
Keep them contained.
Sure. Go ahead.
I spent 1 competency die. How many do you start a game with?
You start the game with 1.
All right, so I can spend another 1 for 66 since I spent the give me for the Avengers joke. Okay.
I thought that we started with whatever we had. Do we start with 1 naturally?
You start with 1 naturally on top of
Okay.
your as
Cool.
PCs. So you're a 25-point character, and then each session you refresh to 1 at the start.
20.
20. Okay, and then let's see which one he tries to defend with. 1. Okay. He'll try to defend with that. And that is a 12. The ice strengthens around him. He seems to basically try to he looks down and he's trying to basically look like he's willing it not to form up against him, like as if telling the ice and imagine the ice not forming up around him will work, and he's just doing that, and it doesn't seem to work for him. And that was Mags. So now, how hard is it going to be to get out of your manacles at this point?
Well, what are they doing? Is it just a damage
An
effect?
entangle or damage? Yeah, as far as I could tell, it was an entangle.
Well, I guess that's kind of up to it's a system question, right? Or do I get to decide how strong they are?
Well, is it
No.
super weaponry, or do you have an ensnare?
All I have is super weaponry. I do not have ensnare.
Oh, okay, so it was damage.
Yeah.
Oh, then okay.
It's
Then-
damage that's being fluffed as, somewhat
Yeah.
pinning him. He doesn't seem to care about being in melee with us.
Cool.
So.
So I take that. Okay. He looks a little confused, a little dazed, like he's he's looking like a little disoriented at this point. But he is still going for the moment. So that would be his turn. The disorientation does not seem to be helping your group's case, though, because now he's just flailing about a little more frantically. So let's see who he goes for this time. And he goes for that. Now let me roll the 2 dice. 9. Okay. Equal to the powers rating. So all of you need to make a defense now, but this time another shockwave comes out, and it's a very it seems to be a very diminished one, being that he seems to be just kind of flailing around and, spinning his upper body the best he can. And I only got a 6.
Oh, well, good, because my roll's nowhere near as good.
But both of you need to make me checks on that.
17.
Okay, you succeed at defending against it. And Mag, your defense on that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what I'm going to roll. I guess
Sure.
that would be reaction. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay.
You can react and try and basically block up or jump over the energy waves or take cover. Seems all reactionary based.
These are the ones that didn't affect me last time, right?
Maybe. I will not tell you whether or not for sure. All his stuff kind of looks the same. It's got this black energy coming off of it. So, not really noticing.
12.
12. You are fine. Both of you are fine. Okay. And after that is Ragnorak. You've got one guy down at right next to you, basically. X is right near you.
Yep. So
And-
I am gonna go ahead and bite down on X's clothing, and I am gonna super leap back into the stands with him
Okay.
to try and get
Whee!
him out of here.
Okay.
So that's my action, is evacuate the wounded.
Sure. Mags, you are going toe-to-toe with this grotesque-looking thing.
Yep.
Take them out like the trash.
Are we getting to that part of the fight where we can take them out that easily?
We can see. You can see.
All right. Well, I mean, my best chance of affecting him is with my blasters. My fighting is only 2D, and my super weapon is 5D, I thought. Let me see if I can... Yeah, 5D arm blasters. So,
Okay.
I guess I will try to keep freezing him in place, or should I go for a knockout shot?
That is up to you.
Ragnorak, what do you think? Since X is out.
Oh, I don't think we're anywhere near winning this yet. The way that he's been going.
All right, I will continue to. I will hit him again with 5D, trying to reinforce the ensnare effect we've got going on. Does that work?
Sure. That certainly has been working for you so far. But where the ice is clawing into his skin and doing damage to him.
Okay, rolling 5D6. 19.
19. Okay, and then he's gonna just try and take it that way. And oh, that was a lot of ones. 1, 2, 3 ones. So that's 3, 5, 9, 14. 14 plus 6 is 20, plus 1 is 21. What did you roll?
19.
19. So yeah, he seems to basically, his growth seems to be overtaking the ice at this point, and it's fighting back against it, not letting it jab into his legs and feet as much. It did not seem to take this time.
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay. Then this. Okay. He is actually at this point bashing at the ice, trying to get himself out, and because he wants to close in on a target, which is you. So that is 18, 21, 22, 23 to get out of that ice. I think that makes it. So he breaks out of the ice at this point and closes in on you, Mags. And he is now toe-to-toe with you. And Ragnorak, it is now your turn.
Sure. I want to use my competency die to manifest an ability that we know that every dog in the world has. I'm going to give X-Archer the healing lick of doom.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, hopefully you haven't been licking anything else today.
And so I just kind of want to get him up. So I'm trying to use a power stunt. The closest thing that it seems like I might be able to claim this would be off of doggy discourse, my ability to communicate with dogs. But just using the power to get 2 dice of healing to see if I can wake him up.
Okay.
Is the GM going to allow that?
I'm going to allow that. I'm even going to give you a competency die for thinking of that, because if you'd like to use it for this or save it for later, because I have, despite being allergic, been subject to the doggy lick of doom while I was having allergic reaction and allergic to the dog.
I will blow all of the other competency die on it as well. So I've got a 13 to wake X Archer up here with the healing lick of doom.
Sure. So let's go look up heal.
That's going to be 2 dice restored to him.
Okay, you get 2 fortitude back, Walt. You wake up.
Which puts me back up to full. I'm gonna do that thing that happens when you wake up and the dog's nose is right here, and be no, okay, oh God, no.
Okay, X, it's your turn.
All right, so I wake up, laying down across the stairs, I would imagine, or across.
Yep.
And I see some distance away, the grotesque blob is getting groteskier.
Yep. Yeah. He's now about 8 feet tall and looking down and squared off with your robot friend.
Okie doke.
He's juicing. He's all hopped up on the gene eye.
All right. Let's see. Just beating him up is not really doing anything. Is he still on the ice?
Yes, he is.
All right. I am going to take. I think I'm going to take some wizardry and attack the environment instead of attacking him directly.
Sure.
I am going to activate wizardry again. So pat the dog in the head. Thanks, bud. Wizardry is a 12 activation. I got a 14. Where are these rolls when I really need them? And then I am going to use elemental control.
Okay.
And turn all the ice back to water.
Okay.
So,
quick question for our friend Mags. Do you have a vulnerability to water because you are a robot?
Not on my character sheet. I'm guessing because of my vigorous duty out on the slushy city streets, I was waterproof at construction.
Awesome.
Yeah, because you also did snow removal, didn't you?
Yep, snow removal. So
he's going to swim data style. He's going to walk along the bottom.
All right, I got a 16.
Okay, you got a 16. Yeah, that will melt a large portion of the ice and create a pool.
Cool.
You're doing it against the environment. I'm not really going to roll that against you. And
gotcha.
the water, but the thing about hockey rink water, it's not that deep. It's only supposed to be 3 feet deep at most at the deep, depending on the rink. On some of the pro rinks, 3 feet, I think. And the less pro rinks, it's only about I think 16 inches or something like that. So this is a pro rink. I'm going to say it's closer to 3 feet. And you guys all go 3 feet down into the water, and he just kind of splashes into the water, and any remaining ice that had him shackled is gone at the moment. Mags, you're now 3 feet deep in the water, so you're chest high in there.
So, not to bring reality, but miscellaneous trivia from NHL headquarters. Ice is approximately 3/4 of an inch thick, and it's usually chilled at 16 degrees Fahrenheit. The thicker the ice, the softer and slower it becomes.
Okay, 3/4 of an inch thick. Where did I think that it was 3 feet?
Not to bring reality into it, because I love having a wading pool. Maybe that's what this place is in the summer.
Sure, wading pool in the summer. No, I really wondered, because I knew that it was nice and shallow for a lot of rinks, but I thought somebody told me pro rinks were much deeper. But that's really cool, 3/4 of an inch. But in this case, yes, it's a wading pool in the summer, and so we're going to say 3 feet. You guys just splash down in. Mags, you're up.
Okay. So we were in ice. Now we're in water.
Yes.
And he's now completely broken free because there's no ice holding him anymore, and he was breaking free anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I am going to make him make a reaction roll to try and basically stay on his feet rather than fall back. Not to say anything against people who are a little overweight, but when you fall into suddenly lose footing, you might make a big splash on that. He actually now submerged underwater. He went prone.
Okay. I really don't know what the smart move is here. Don't want to kill him. Want to contain him, but just out of curiosity, did he convert anyone in the stands? I know he sent out some energy waves.
He didn't ever convert. Everyone that he's interacted with in the stands as well as on the ice have gone unconscious. Speaking of unconscious, the ice turning to water did drop a couple of players as well as the referee into water. They were unconscious and they are now drowning.
Okay. Shoot.
But he's never converted.
Wait, they're drowning in 3 feet of water?
Yep. They're unconscious, so they fall under. None of them were conscious.
Shoot.
You've got 4 people on the ice right now that are now in the water. That were on ice, now in water. Since we've decided it's 3 feet deep.
Okay. Shoot. I better save those people real fast. So I will spend this turn scooping them up and putting them in out of the water.
Okay.
If you don't mind, what I thought for your character is you've got split 2 die on your thing, and so you could make little icebergs under the different people to float them.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and do that then, if that's a little quicker. So.
Sure. So Mags, go ahead and roll that. See if it activates.
Okay, so that'd be 5d6 with the split die. How does that change it?
You decide how many dice you want to put under to make each icicle.
Oh.
So split action. This boost allows a character to split their aptitude or power into 2 or more actions in a round. Characters can perform an additional action per 1d in the boost. Characters roll -1 die for every additional action they take with their aptitude.
All right, so I can do 7d6 with this as long as I'm dividing things up into 2 or more actions. Is that a fair summary?
No, hold on. What's your total on that? On
It's
the split die ability.
5 dice, so we could do 3 applications of 3 die, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so 3d6 3 times.
Yep.
Okay, so total of 96, and then figure out how to.
And then you can describe how they come up. Go ahead and roll it on the first one.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those d6s rolling. Though the streams are flowing, they're all high. There we go. Okay. So for the first one, I've got 3, 6, and 4. So total.
Okay. That's enough to create something. What does it take the form of? How do you see this happening?
Form of a little rowboat.
Okay.
And,
little rowboat floating up to the top from the bottom. Cool.
I put one guy in the boat, and I almost make a little man in the little boat joke, but I stop. This is a family show. I'm not going to make that joke. Next guy, do a 5, 6, 4. So that's going to be
another little rowboat. Okay.
I'll make that guy a little volcano.
Sure, a little volcano pop up to the top. Okay.
Next one is 11, 5, 5, and a 1.
Okay.
And I'll make him a little aircraft carrier.
Sure, a little aircraft carrier floats right up to the top. So you've got these little floaties coming up from the bottom of the ice and bringing these guys up. So now you've got one guy left in the water, and George's action. Blub, 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 blub. Let's see if he can get his footing. So this big thing, just massive 8-foot thing, starts clawing and then pushes himself up onto his feet. And he is going to charge at you, Mag.
Okay.
And with his full body weight. I am going to give him 2 dice of penalty because he is wading through the water, and we all know wading through water sucks. So,
Gotcha.
11, 6, 15, 18, 20, 24? As he's barreling his body weight into you.
I'm guessing he succeeded.
Well, you get to roll your defense against me, against 24.
Okay.
How are you defending against it? Are you dodging out of the way, or,
Prayer.
figure out what defense? Figure out what defense you're choosing.
That sounds like we're attacking composure right now.
By the way, for people who may be curious about this build as we're getting deeper into this fight, I will reveal. He is regeneration, damage, aura, vampirism, and absorption. That was how I decided to manifest his continued growth. Certain abilities of his are limited to only versus living. I randomize which ability he can activate because that's a disadvantage. And he has uncontrollable on multiple abilities, which on an NPC is really freaking brutal because on a lot of those I'm doing double dice on some of those ability reactions.
Okay, shoot. My reaction is my highest resistance, and that's only 3D. Against 24,
Yep.
even if I roll 3 6s, there's no way.
He's just going to absorb you into that blob for a sec, isn't he? Until your party can help you.
Seems like, yeah, I'm
Okay.
rolling. I don't think there's anything else I can add in. I've got an armored uniform.
Go ahead and roll it.
Well,
All right.
the armored uniform's only a 2 die, so it's still a worse resistance, and it's not a soak option, so he can't take damage on it.
All right, so I can't add the 2D to the 3D? Okay.
No.
Correct.
Now, if you've got any competency dice, you can use those.
Yeah.
I think I've already spent both of those.
Okay.
Can I assist him?
Yeah, I'll allow assist.
You're going to take one for the team?
I am going to, yeah, because that's only going to give him competency dice. Can I spend a competency die to interrupt?
I will allow that. Yes.
All right, so that'll burn
Comment
my
panel. Quick switches with a zigzag.
last competency die. How much armor do you have?
2D.
2D. All right, I'm going to.
You're gonna get your swing line arrow and like arc it up through the stands and catch onto his belt, so he's like running full force forward, but
Yeah, I'm gonna. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I was going to try and boost his armor.
Maybe let me take the hit this round, and we'll figure out something next round.
All right, sounds good. All right, I'll hold off on the competency die and interruption.
Okay. Go ahead and take that hit then. To roll your defense.
9.
9 against 24, so that
Oof.
is 3 dice of. So you get to choose and split what resistances you're taking the dice and damage. And I'm going to basically explain this as you guys all see your friend Robot. Half his body is outside of this blob. The other half seems to be submerged into this growth, a tumorous growth.
Ew.
I'm just gonna say it. It would have been nice if we had mud around.
yeah, it would have been nice. He's cursing the fact that he's missing this one.
Oh.
All right. So I guess I'll take it. I'm gonna need my powers to attack, so I'll take it out of resistances.
Well, you have to take it out of resistances.
Okay.
But
So
you can split
composure is down to 1D.
Okay.
Fortitude is down to 1D, and will is down to 1D.
Okay.
I don't think you can take it on will on a physical attack.
Okay, then in that case, reaction is down to 2D. And there we go.
Okay. Well, Mags, you're done. Sorry, that was George's turn. So now Rag, you see the big blob charge at Mags and just kind of soak him into his body. And he's just kind of stuck there for a moment right now.
Alright, I've tried to play nice with this guy.
Oh, one note
Go
to you
ahead.
guys. when he's touching or interacting with Mags, you guys notice that he's not growing more. That no more tumors are popping out of his body. But please go ahead now.
Okay. I am gonna go ahead and then, since he doesn't seem to be growing while he's dealing with him, I will go ahead and full attack with Bark Not Bite. Move down, but I'm not gonna get back. I'm not gonna get into the waiting pool with this guy. And I am just going to start, barking at him and go. When Mag, since he's a fan, was definitely telling us about all this stuff beforehand, and so the a chant when people are trying to piss Guffman off is Guff ain't got it.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna bark and call that out. Guff ain't got it. Guff ain't got it. From the opposite side of the rink, trying to get him to come after me.
Sure. And yeah, Gothrin. So Goth ain't got it.
Okay.
Yep. Works even better for your Goth ain't got it.
So that's 15. That's 22. That is 24 on a presence attack.
Ooh, okay, presence attack. At that point, I believe that I have to take it in will. So let's.
Well, you can resist with like presence, composure, will.
Will, yeah.
And then it goes
me,
off of composure and will.
Yeah, he's not gonna do composure. Composure's down to 1 die. we'll go with will. That's 8. 13 is what I got. What'd you get?
I got 24, so
okay, I got 13, so you did 3 degrees for
2 dice, I think.
2 dice. No, because you got 10, you got 11 better, so therefore that's 3 dice. Every 5 is 1 die.
No, it's every 6.
Oh, every 6, that's true, I apologize. So that's 2 dice, and...
Guys, I have to step away for a second, I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, because see, on the handy-dandy success track, 25 is what I would require for 2
Yes,
degrees.
you're correct. Okay,
or
well,
for 3.
So he took that. He seems scared of the dog, guys. He seems scared of. He's like, hey, you stop calling me that. He seems very upset. You hurt his feelings, puppy. Hurt his feelings.
That's right.
Thankfully, somebody hurt him.
X, you're up.
I'll take whatever we can get. I am going to pull out an arrow, aim it at our big bloated friend in the rink. Okay. I am going to use wizardry to activate, and I got 13, so it's activated.
Awesome.
And I am going to use a 4D illusion to create a ring of Ragnoraks, all shouting.
Goth ain't got it. Goth ain't got it.
Yep, and I'm going to add my remaining competency die to do that.
Sure.
I am remembering a Teen Titans episode where Robin was going up against some sort of duplicator and ended up with a bunch of illusions of Robin.
And that's 30.
30. Well, since I'm down to rolling a 2 die or a 1 die defense, you're going to knock him out. So you basically make him cry and up angry, and he's just kind of plops down like a big baby, and just kind of goes into the fetal position, sitting in the fetal position in the corner kind of look, and he's just crying into the pool. You guys have defeated George Gothrin, but the press named me Grotesque.
Oh, come on, Cancer Stick!
I will change him to Cancer Stick. But come on, George Gothrin Grotesque, 3 Gs. But yeah, I'll change him to Cancer Stick, happily. So at this point, you have a big, crying, 8-foot-tall, tumorous blob that was once a man just a few minutes ago. What do you guys want to do?
I want to find the charm, break it, let the butterfly out, and then swing the yo-yo to. Oh, it's not that game.
Yes, Brandon loves Ladybug, Miraculous Ladybug, and Cat Noir.
Oh, it's awesome. It's a great show.
Okay, so what are you guys actually going to do because there's no butterfly? You can't de-evilize him, Brandon.
Let's go and remove Mag-Chloride from the crying brute. Oh,
Okay.
hi, kitty. That's the
pull-
non-blind cat master.
Yes.
Aww.
He's very
Aw.
upset I'm holding him this way.
Yeah, I can tell. He's got the "I'm gonna kill you" look. You know Stewie from Family Guy. You know he's always plotting against killing you. Yeah, that's the cat's look right now. Is "I'm gonna kill you."
Ugh. Yeah, he's
Okay.
got this weird sudden attack that he does where, you know, if you're leaning back in the chair and yawning, he runs up your leg and sticks his head in your mouth.
I'm reminded of old Bullwinkle cartoons.
All right,
so you guys yank Mag out, and yeah, you guys have this poor crying blob of a thing, and you guys do still have one guy slowly drowning that you guys didn't deal with.
we'll write him up.
Sure, you can get him up. You guys do notice that these guys do seem alive. They just seem kind of all in critical condition right now.
Throw some healing at them.
Sure.
How many of them are there that are
4 that were in the water. There are about 8 people total that got affected by him that were not PCs.
all right, so I'm just going to keep going in turn.
Sure. I'm not going to make you roll. It's an easy, easy thing to be getting those people up. That's something you guys are working on. And then what would you guys like to do next? How would you guys like to approach this situation?
Let's have Mag put this guy on ice.
Okay.
Just
We see what you did there.
Yeah. Free.
What happened?
We took him out. Walt's got the killing blow.
He's now sitting there with his arms around his knees in the chest deep in the water, crying, "Stop saying that!" Crying like a big 8-foot baby.
It's like 24 versions of Ragnarok are just out there barking that Goth ain't got it. Goth ain't got it.
His feelings were hurt.
I missed something. Okay.
Brandon said that when you guys were telling him, when you were telling your party members about the team and about the various players, you said that when Goth, something that Goth people say to Goth to kind of throw him off his game, Gothrin, is they have this chant, "Goth ain't got it," and so he started chanting, "Goth ain't got it," with his bark power, and it worked. So then Walt decided to amplify that with magic and created 24 duplicates around the guy in a ring, all chanting in unison, "Goth ain't got it." So you guys teamworked him down.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. Yeah, I can. So he's being held in place by his poor self-esteem and emotional state.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, I can try to ice manacle again. Do we just want to say I can do that because he's no longer resisting?
I'm not gonna make you make rolls at this point. You can shackle him up. You can hog tie him with ice if you want. Ice around the wrists, around the chest, around the ankles. Stuff like that. Easy.
Okay. So we did that.
I heard that he had seen a specialist before this. He's juiced up on G&I right now, so maybe whoever's got him his fix is dealing.
And do we have a contact with the local police that deals with maybe the G&I epidemic, and also maybe somebody who can deal with a supernatural injury like this?
Well, that's up to you guys if you guys would like. I'm open to you guys having such contacts. Um, yeah, I'm totally up for you guys having such contacts. You guys are already an established team, as we discussed. So you would have detective. Oh my gosh, I need to get that out of my head right now. Okay. I'm gonna say Jerry Vargas. I almost wrote Ace Ventura.
No, we need to go with Ace Ventura.
That's a whole,
Isn't that copyright issues?
that lawsuit would be great for publicity, though. It's
Did you guys hear that
Yeah, we're gonna go with-
Iron Maiden is has filed a lawsuit against a video game with the name Ion Maiden?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jerry Vargas. Okay, Jerry Vargas. So, Detective Jerry Vargas is in narcotics, and he is specifically deals with G9 cases and sparking. So you guys can contact him.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And can we get is the coach still around?
The coach evacuated with everybody else, so he is outside safely with all the other civilians.
I'm gonna go. While they're doing that, I'll use my ultrasonic hearing, subsonic smell to track down the coach outside.
Okay. You can you get outside, and you see basically cops are on their way in, paramedics and such like that, emergency response, and people are gossiping and in awe that one of the players was sparking, and what kind of regulations does the NHL have? This is such a bad thing, etc., etc. And you're able to track down the coach. Anybody know what I should name the coach right now?
not Ace Ventura.
Yeah. I'm going to say he is Alan Vignette.
And yet?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Alan
cool.
Vignette.
Oh, that's the actual name.
Nope. His actual name is different, but it's close. And so I played off of his actual name because it's Elaine Vignault is his name. So I went Alan Vignette. Close.
Ragnorak, are you multilingual? And you are a Belgian Malinois. So I thought maybe you might be.
Might speak the French.
If you speak native French.
I speak the universal language of canine.
Well, good luck with the interview then.
So, the coach. Oh, nice puppy. Come here, puppy. Good puppy. Wants to pet you.
Hopefully he's petting Ragnorak and not me, because that's going to be weird.
Yeah,
Especially in all this
Ragnorak.
black leather.
Oh,
Ragnorak.
did you come with me, Archer?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'll let you
opened-
take the lead on it.
Okay, he opens his arms to try and let the puppy jump up in his arms.
I'll hug him. 'Cause he had his, and I whisper into his ear, "We need information about this doctor that he's seen."
Yeah, I can go look into the paperwork. I don't deal with that. Our HR, Betty Cruz, deals with that. She got him set up with someone.
I just thought of the best coach name we should have used.
Oh, who's that?
Coach Ferratu.
Coach Ferratu.
I'm here all week. Sorry about that.
Take a competency die.
Try the deal.
I stole that from Rick and Morty. Just FYI.
She works in our PR department, Betty Cruz.
All right.
She gets people hooked up with whatever resources they need.
Like G9 or anything like that.
What? No, our players are completely clean. We would never use G9. That stuff's crazy.
Yeah, exactly
They're
what we
clean
thought
as a
about.
litter box.
Yeah, clean as a litter box. Exactly what we thought about as we were just battling the massive G9 incident out in the rink. So
that was caused by G9. Oh God, this is going to be a disaster.
We'll pat him on the back and let's go find Ms. Cruz.
Okay. Let's see if I can find the voice I had at 3 a.m. for this character.
Isn't that usually brought on by either tequila or bourbon?
No, not in my case. My case is just Lala Brain. Okay.
She bench presses her pillow in the middle of the night.
I got nothing.
That's the way I feel when I wake up to it.
I'm going to start telling your ugly secrets too, Brandon.
Okay.
But actually, I believe we're now running short on time, so this is a good point to close up. You guys want to go and look into Betty Cruz next, and yeah. Did anybody want to do any quick close up before we mark this as our pause point?
I'm good.
Our pause point.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I now have to go make a pause point sign for this.
Awesome. Okay. Well then, why don't we go off air, and then I want to do a quick wrap up with you guys
Alice,
off air.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for running. I had an awesome time. Fun to play.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun, especially bringing it into the hockey rink.
I hope that the fight was epic enough and iconically comic booky enough. We're gonna have some role playing to figure out what's going on with you guys.
Sounds good. We should write up these little scenes and release them.
Okay.
Just a thought.
Ooh, for possibly the Patreon subscribers.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, when we did the game a couple years ago with Kung Fu Robot, and
oh my god, I still get email about that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we never released those stat blocks or those adventures, so just a thought. But yeah, hey, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you next time on the Banff podcast. Brandon, Alice, Walt, any closing thoughts?
When are we doing this next on our schedule? I know we've got a few things coming up.
I thought it was next Friday.
Awesome.
Looks like next Friday.
That sounds brilliant.
Yep, next Friday.
Same Banff time, same Banff channel.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I look forward to you guys investigating this.
We will see you all next week, or actually sooner, because we're going to have a couple of Kickstarter promotion podcasts that we're posting like in the next hour or so. But
cool.
Tune in next Tuesday at 11 Mountain Time. We'll try to post the link earlier so people can watch live if they want. And we'll catch you next time on the Banff podcast.
Cheers.
Bye, all.